Welcome to this episode about lean wastes, Muri, mura, muda, simply explained. I am Christian Homan, consultant, author, blogger, and your host during this walkthrough. For these explanations about lean waste, I will use a picture from my book Lean Management. The picture shows a production process transforming raw material entering from the right into finished goods, exiting from the left for shipment to customers. This picture is quite dense as it explains the three types of waste, Muri, mura, and muda, as well as the value creation step in a single picture. This is useful for the book as the picture is explained by the text, but with the video I can take advantage of animation to convey the messages. Let's start adding some colors in order to highlight some points. And let's explore the value creation process first. This is a press transforming the raw material supplied as balls into calibrated cubes. The very moment of value creation is when the die presses the ball into a cube and ends when the die moves up again. If the customer could, he or she would only pay for this, the pressing of the balls into cubes. In reality, it's necessary to source and supply the raw material, bring it to the press, and finally deliver the goods to the customers. The customer is paying for covering other expenses as well, including productivity loss and scrap. During the transformation process, some cubes are not compliant with standards. Here is one. In this sequence of 8 press strokes, 4 cubes are okay and 4 are no good. Defects are counted among the 7 muda or 7 wastes known as transportation, inventory, motion, waiting, overproduction, overprocessing, and defects. The investigation about our defective cubes showed that there is variability in the transformation process. Variability is another family or kind of waste called mura in Japanese. Please note that variability or mura in our process cause defects which are muda, and generally speaking, variability causes wastes. The defective items must be reworked if it's possible or replaced if rework is not possible. In both cases, we have to act, and this extra work necessary to compensate for defect is pure waste. If we come back to the whole process and take a closer look to our incoming raw material, we can spot variability again in material color and shape, some being supply mistakes. So we find mura again. The output of our process is oversized compared to our needs. A narrower output would do just as fine. This is the symbol of inadequate means or oversized resources used for the job to be done. Generally speaking, the leanness of a facility is correlated to its compactness. Less space used means less heating, cooling, shorter roads, less transportation, and so on. The Japanese word muri is used for wastes related to unreasonable, ill-suited, exaggerated overburdening. Lean seeks to adapt the resources to the need without excess, without exaggeration, and so on. That's why our process output being oversized, it's muri. Likewise, the inbound conveyor is too long. It does not help to keep the process compact and invites to use its length as dynamic inventory, elongating the waiting line in front of our press. The longer the line, the longer the lead time. This is Little's law. As a reminder, lead time is equal to the number of items in the inventory divided by the cycle time. Another consequence of high inventory or long queues is that spotting non-compliant items takes longer as lead time increases. Here it's the blue ball. If the quality control is placed after the press, the detection of non-compliant material is faster if the inbound inventory is low or our conveyor short. Let's move over to shipping at the end of the process. Shipping is done using different types of resources, here shown as trucks. The small truck on the left-hand side is overloaded, while the trailer truck on the right-hand side is underloaded. Here the variability appears in the choice of the transportation means, as well as those being inadequate, which is muri. In a lean context, we expect standardization and some evenness, adequate means for the job to be done, and favoring small and more frequent deliveries, especially when the customer is another company transforming our cubes into other goods, and if this customer wants to keep his inbound inventory just as needed and the capacity to detect early any quality issue with raw material. The delivery may not be optimal for the supplier, but the solution has to be considered for the extended supply chain. If I switch back to the original picture, you can now understand the meaning of Muri, mura, and muda. If you have found value and interest in this video, please give it a thumb up and share it. Thank you for your interest and see you soon on one of my media.